Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you. Do not compare. Do not measure. No other way is like yours. All other ways deceive and tempt you. You must fulfill the way that is in you. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. We are not what happened to us. We are what we wish to become. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. To be normal is the ultimate aim of the unsuccessful. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. The difference between a good life and a bad life is how well you walk through the fire. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls. They will practice Indian yoga and all its exercises, observe a strict regimen of diet, learn the literature of the whole world, all because they cannot get on with themselves, and have not the slightest faith that anything useful could ever come out of their own souls. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. We don't really heal anything. We simply let it go. Intuition is one of the 4 basic psychological functions, along with thinking, feeling, and sensing. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. If our religion is based on salvation, our chief emotions will be fear and trembling. If our religion is based on wonder, our chief emotion will be gratitude. Everyone you meet knows something you don't know, but need to know. Learn from them. The foundation of all mental illness is the unwillingness to experience legitimate suffering. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. We don't get wounded alone, and we don't heal alone. The sad truth is that man's real life consists of a complex of inexorable opposites, day and night, birth and death, happiness and misery, good and evil. We are not even sure that one will prevail against the other, that goodwill overcomes evil, or joy defeat pain. Life is a battleground. It always has been, and always will be, and if it were not so, existence would come to an end. The whole point of Jesus' life was not that we should become exactly like him, but that we should become ourselves in the same way he became himself. Jesus was not the great exception, but the great example. Real liberation comes not from glossing over or repressing painful states of feeling, but only from experiencing them to the full. You always become the thing you fight the most. The man likes to believe that he is the master of his soul, but as long as he is unable to control his moods and emotions, or to be conscious of the myriad secret ways in which unconscious factors insinuate themselves into his arrangements and decisions, he is certainly not his own master. The man's hatred is always concentrated upon that which makes him conscious of his bad qualities. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. Be grateful for your difficulties and challenges, for they hold blessings. In fact, man needs difficulties. They are necessary for healthy personal growth, individuation, and self-actualization. I have frequently seen people become neurotic when they content themselves with inadequate or wrong answers to the questions of life. They seek position, marriage, reputation, outward success or money, and remain unhappy and neurotic even when they have attained what they were seeking. Such people are usually confined within too narrow a spiritual horizon. Their life has not sufficient content, sufficient meaning. If they are enabled to develop into more spacious personalities, the neurosis generally disappears. Remember that the only God man comes in contact with is his own God, called spirit, soul, and mind, or consciousness, and these three are one. Solitude is for me a fount of healing, which makes my life worth living. Talking is often a torment for me, and I need many days of silence to recover from the futility of words. Conflict exists strictly as an opportunity to raise our consciousness. Contemporary man is blind to the fact that, with all his rationality and efficiency, he is possessed by powers that are beyond his control. His gods and demons have not disappeared at all. They have merely got new names. They keep him on the run with restlessness, vague apprehensions, psychological complications, an insatiable need for pills, alcohol, tobacco, food and, above all, a large array of neuroses. Our world has become dehumanized. Man feels himself isolated in the cosmos because he is no longer involved in nature. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. One looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child. In every adult, there lurks a child, an eternal child, something that is always becoming, is never completed, and calls for unceasing care, attention, and education. That is the part of the personality which wants to develop and become whole.